Hi, I am I define fitness, and I can't get on my sacred space for rest and courage, and I've wanted to have some conversations lately, and so I'm going to start now. I have 12 minutes before I'm off the elliptical. So probably should close your eyes. This is probably a pain in the ass trying to watch me as I'm bouncing up and down in the air. But I was thinking about the pathetics I did the last 2 years and how significant they are at this time. So just to tell you my personal story, but my personal story is part of your story. As you all know, February 2021, I collapsed physically, heart condition, a soaring, dangerous cholesterol count, soaring, dangerous high blood pressure, unbelievable fatigue, emotional depression. So hi Gail, having had other people have COVID around me and my own system through all my 76 years, having collapsed repeatedly, I have been at work about how to enliven the flesh with the spirit and what methods activate the spirit, the vital force in the body, and what supplements and other remedies and other systems, not cure, not get you back on your feet again to be functional, but lend our own intelligence and our own wisdom towards embodiment and towards wholeness and towards wellness as an innate system. So recently, in the two prophetics, 2021 and 2022, because it's channeled, it doesn't mean I necessarily know what it's addressing, just like you don't know in your prophetic what they're addressing until you start to live it. That's what prophecy means. You start to live the prophecy. So those of you that have done prophetics, I recommend go back and listen to 2021 and 2022. Probably 2020 also. So in 2020 and 2021, I believe, it talked about the emotional palette. The first year of the summation was that the emotional palette, develop a healthy emotional palette. In other words, choose which emotions you're going to track, what emotions you're going to use the outside environment to stimulate, what emotions you're going to get away from that are stimulated by environments that don't serve you. Hi, Linda. I'm on elliptical. And then in 2021, the basic message is that our emotions will rule because they can't be governed by our point of view. They can't be governed by beliefs, and they're in direct relationship with our body. Now, that brings me forward to that. So as most of you know, I've been rebuilding my body since February 2021. So my last blood work and my last PT, that is my personal trainer performance. For the first time in my life, I'm 76 last Saturday. I'm hydrated, well hydrated. Hold on. My blood pressure is normal, which it hasn't been since February 2021. My cholesterol is unbelievably healthy. My thyroid is perfect. And except for the deficiency of B12, which I used to have when I was in high school, and my early young adult years, I am considered physically fit. Also, in 1 month, my ratio from fat to muscle mass increased as muscle mass shockingly well. So my physical body has moved into not craving, but into sustains and maintains. It used to be, when I had emotional catharsis, I would be in bed for months. I had chronic depression until I was about 26. I was left me frozen in my room, not wanting to see the sun or go outside or be with people. And I had revenge, head trauma, abuse as a child, as a young adult, and as a teenager. So here I have these amazing medical statistics and physical strength back. I'm not getting sick, and my emotional field went wacko. And I went back into the trauma experience. Remember, when you experience trauma, you aren't in the trauma. It's always biological release. But you do experience it. You don't get out of that. And it's good to have a community, and it's good to have people around you when you're going through that, because it's like you're there again. So all of a sudden I started having freeze in my solar plexus. It's a trauma response. I began to not want to be around people. I began to have dark issues. And I could tell I was frozen in time. And there's no outside observer looking in on you except for observing you're frozen in time and that your body has to unfreeze. And there are ways to do that. In my case, I went to my homeopath and my naturopath and my biofeedback person and my incredible Chinese medical massage person. And we went to work to have the body let the catharsis of where it's frozen time work its way through. And that's why I'm just going to start doing these videos. I couldn't even do a video the last 4 weeks. I was struggling with the kind of cascade of thoughts and emotions that happens when you're moving into an emotional catharsis. And I loved what my Ayurvedic practitioner said. It's probably what started it, because the work in Ayurveda is to reseal the link, the unity between the spirit and the flesh. And so that's probably what gave my system the strength to move into the depth of catharsis. And catharsis is really easy to identify. Utility. Hi, Catherine, are you going to schedule with me soon? I have openings this weekend. But catharsis is something I'm very worried about with human beings right now, because our present system of conditioning, first of all, we're ashamed to be emotionally cathartic. We think something's wrong with that, and it's probably the best thing that can happen to us. We don't have community that knows us and can just hold us in deep grief and the release of deep trauma. And we don't realize that the more the body seeks to embody and be part of paradise here, the more it's going to have to go through the layers of trauma memory that we get a choice whether we hold it to be real or not. We have a choice. But it's a thin one, as I can report in the last 4 weeks. Because my last 4 weeks have been about grief and loss and despondency, immobility, lack of capacity to choose at the effect of everything. And yet my blood work was impeccable. My CT stats of fat to muscle mass was extraordinary. More than likely, I'm starting to lose adipose fat, which is the fat in the abdominal region that carries toxins, and toxins we only know about releasing medically, physically, but when they start to release emotionally, the adipose fat that the mother has around her body when she carries the child, so the child feels safe. So when adipose fat starts to dissolve, you don't feel safe. And so I only have 8 seconds. I want to thank you for being with me on the treadmill. I'm just going to do this whenever I can, whenever I can get system to, I can be standing somewhere to do this with you. I have 50 seconds before I get to my PT. I'm going to forward this to the Sacred Space to Risk Encourage group. I couldn't get on it today, so I'm doing it on the public one, which must be the way the powers and forces of creation are telling me to do that. So I love you. We're all in this together, you know. Doesn't matter how far apart we are. We have to get hold of each other and cling to each other and trust each other even if we don't. Because the emotional playing field doesn't feel easily alone. It feels well in community, even community that's standing by until you can say hi again. Love you. Thank you for being here. Maybe see you tomorrow.